Hey, John.
I talked to Vlad this morning. He said he was having this meeting.
Okay. We'll see. So how do I go about adding co-presenters after a session gets accepted?
Just go edit it.
Just go edit it? Okay.
Yep, yep. Because
Because
I actually have to add Jeff Otter to my profile presentation.
yeah, and I need to add at least one other on SMC.
hmm
And I don't know if Greg's going to be able to make it. And I don't know if Vlad's going to be able to make
I think OCP has learned from experience that speakers shuffle all the way to the very end.
it. That's true.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, John.
Hey there. So when we put together the DMTF letter for all of this, we had two get accepted in security. The SPDM for storage binding and the post-quantum for SPDM. The SPDM for TCP didn't get accepted, which makes sense.
Oh, are you talking about for the OCP summit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 3 submissions for plug and play, and they asked us to combine all 3 into a single 30-minute panel.
Well, that's good. That's better than rejecting outright.
Yeah, so that's I call that a 50% acceptance rate.
I got 3 out of 5, but one of those was one I think really needs to be at OCP. And we'll call it out in the security one, but it's what's the effect of the CNSA requirements on hardware management, let's call it,
Right.
because we're seeing an average of 5 to 15 measurements per device. And if they require dilithium, that's going to take about a second and a half
Per device.
per
Hi guys,
device.
sorry, something messed up with our rooms. I had like overbooking on the same meeting room, so I had to find another room. Can you hear me?
You mean physical rooms?
Yeah, something
Well,
in our...
you guys are back in the office.
Yeah, no, we are back in the office for a long time. But we had 3 different meetings scheduled on the same room.
Oh,
That's
wonderful.
one of the downsides of being back in the office.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't update the agenda. I just figured out how to do it. I will try to do it for the next time. I wanted to talk to you. We created some internal document.
Well, hang on. What else on the agenda? Let's go through that first.
Yep. Vlad, what do you have on the agenda?
Oh yeah, so I have on the agenda, we prepared some internal document for how we will break down vendor-specific information for SMC and common information. So I wanted to go over this document and share it with you guys. We will not, I mean, I will just show it to you, but we will make it external, because right now it's kind of more talking about our internal work.
So this meeting's recorded and anything you show here will be public information.
Yeah, no, it's not because it's
Okay.
secret.
As long as you're okay with that.
Yeah. Thank you for
Yeah.
bringing it up. It's not because it's secret. It's because it's not specific to what main public is interested.
Okay. So
What
another item for the agenda is we never did a session on SMC officially. We were too close to the deadline last year and we just got like 2 minutes to talk. And so I put in a session for SMC for OCP Global Summit and it got accepted.
Okay, so when is it going to happen?
What day is that? October
October 15th.
15th? Yeah. So middle of October.
So
Now I can add speakers. So
yeah, sorry guys, I have to move to another room because I tried to hijack alone.
And this is another reason I don't want to go in.
Yeah, no, it's actually after working from home during COVID and not fighting for any meeting rooms, starting to come to the office, and people never leave on time, so
yep.
it's a different mentality. Yeah, so about this presentation, are you going to prepare slides or you need everyone to contribute
Let's go through the agenda first. Okay.
Okay.
So I have an agenda item. So if I've actually modified the document, the SMC document to AMC, as I think last spoke about, and I would just, if we have time, I would just go over the changes before I open up the document for us to add changes to. So what order you want to do this in?
Yeah, so let's start with your item, and then I will just go and share the document, internal document we created. The reason I don't want to officially share it because
Wait. And then we'll deal with the presentation last.
Okay.
Okay. So this should be this. Is that okay?
Yeah, works for me.
All right. So let me share my screen first. Okay, do you see this? All this stuff. Okay, so right now the only thing that's in there is the SCM 1.0. And so what I've done is I've created auxiliary management controller spec and put, I want to keep all the diffs ready, correct. So I put 1.0 first, and then I put 1.1 on top of it so we can understand what's going on. So in addition, there is from out of this markdown, we can now auto-generate the documents. So the documents which are generated from this file you see here are in HTML and the PDF version. And these two documents down here are generated from the SMC 1.0 document. So I made sure the SMC 1.0 document could be regenerated. And then I saved that, and then I made the changes for for the auxiliary management controller. And I think I've checked all this in and merged it in because I created. I haven't altered any files that we've already accepted. I've just layered files on top of it. And then beneath it are the two diagrams that are within the document. So if you look at this, a lot of this is the stuff I deleted is the stuff that I just kind of moved down because they're not needed. License, I moved down to its correct position. And I moved the acknowledgements down here. And we will have a discussion about what the acknowledgements were. And then the last thing was just kind of fixing the headers. So when you convert from Word to Markdown, whatever generator, you keep all this number tagging, and the doc generator automatically, Markdown automatically places the numbers in here. So I just fixed the level of the document, and you notice there's not a whole lot of changes. Most of it's just heading changes. So all that stuff is checked in. Oh, and I moved the glossary of terms to the end as opposed to having it in the beginning. I've never liked glossaries in the beginning. They just fill up lots of space. And then I put all the references down at the bottom. That's it.
So all you did was reformat it?
I basically reformatted it and then made sure it work with the doc publication tool.
Cool.
That's it.
So one of the things, and I don't know if this is the right time to, maybe I should enter as an issue, is, man, this whole satellite management controller is hard to explain to folks and confused OCP. And so we talked about renaming it. Do we want to do that as a separate agenda item, or should I enter an issue, or what?
We already renamed it.
What'd you
It's now
rename it?
called Auxiliary Management Controller.
Oh, it's AMC, huh?
Yeah. I've been trying to make sure all the changes got in there.
We need to let the Global Summit know.
Right. Oh, here it is. Change log.
I was okay with keeping it SMC and making it subsystem, but auxiliary is fine.
Oh, I can do subsystem. Last time we talked as a group, it was auxiliary.
Was it? Okay.
So to me, changing it from one to the other was fairly easy. It's a
Sure.
simple change. So if you guys
But-
decide to change it, that's fine as long as we're off satellite.
But none of the websites have been changed. None of the sessions are changed. So we need to roll that out. I'm
Right,
okay with
right.
the name. We just need to
Right.
do the
I
same.
don't mind. Yeah. So if you want SM subsystem just because you can stay with the S, I'd be okay with that.
No, I'd rather, because there's CMS, there's SMC and SCM. So
yes.
I like AMC better.
Right. So for the rollout, I could see SMC/AMC for a while, and then we just dropped the SMC.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's all I have, guys.
Merging.
Yeah. So we got, okay, fine. We'll merge.
What says merged?
Well, I merged the first one so I could get a diff. I tried not to do a merge. I tried to do this without doing a merge, and it wouldn't give me a diff. So I merged the first draft of 1.0 so I could get a diff for 1.1. So if you guys have no problem, I'll go ahead and merge this after the meeting. But these
Please
are
do.
just okay. All right, so I'm done.
Okay, so
Vlad,
should I share?
your
Yeah,
topic?
yeah. Let me share. So can you see my screen? Because I don't know if you can see my screen or
Yep,
not.
it's visible.
Okay, sounds good. So this document, as I mentioned, it's a little bit too much internal. I actually asked Kasun to create external document, but after I reviewed, we will go just on the basic items, and the target is to review this document properly for the next meeting in 2 weeks, I guess. So the background, he is more referring to our internal program, but there is a chapter about working with external vendors when we basically describe what exactly will be expected from vendor and what will be the common code. But I think that what is more interesting for this group, there are two file system breakdowns. This is how Zypher project will look like. And you can see there is a common Zypher. There are modules which will refer to some common drivers and common services. And there are vendor-specific code where you guys will be able to put your drivers and basically make it connected. So it can sit physically in different repo, and it will be pulled into the same workspace when we build. Maybe a better, there is some details about requirements. We will review it next time. I don't want us to spend time right now. And we describe verbally what is the proposed repository and folder structure. But this is a little bit of illustration for you guys. So we will have SMC common. Don't look on private. It's not really relevant for external document. So we will have some common. This will be used for everyone who will use AMC or SMC project. There will be vendor-specific drivers and sources and architecture specific. And there will be also programs derived from vendor specific, because even we can use one vendor for two different products we will build. So ultimately, this will be your, like, the bottom line will be my trees that I will build from, and I will use Zypher proper tools to build the project. So I just wanted to give you a very high level overview about what we're planning to do. And I think that we will be using, at least for the common code, we will be using the same repository as we use for document. And we will see if we will create, every vendor will create different repositories for vendor specific code. Again, this is more of internal discussion, because we have two options where we will store it locally for our products. I don't think it's really relevant for external. And we're also talking about how it will be upstreamed, stuff like that. So I will try to share this document with you, with this group, at least few days before we meet next time. So you guys will be able to go and review it offline, and then we will go over it on this meeting.
Sounds good. Are the capabilities of what it can do in there as well? Like, for the SPDM code, is it leveraging libSPDM, or is this just an RDE thing, or what all's in the code?
Yeah. So
I saw libmctp, libpldm, and libbeige, so it didn't look like SPDM was in there.
yeah, we probably be more focusing, again, this document is internal. So this document was more focusing on what we're doing and trying to extrapolate it to external. We need to do a better job and isolate any internal needs. But yeah, let's talk about it more in details next time we meet.
Okay.
And what type of controller is this a target to run on?
So we're running on ASPID.
Which ASP?
I think it's 3510. I might be mistaken.
Okay, that gives me the caliber.
Yeah, it's a small microcontroller. Actually, I think that we all will use relatively not very powerful microcontrollers for this project.
Okay.
I will try to find what microcontroller we use meanwhile.
Yeah, that'd be good to put in the doc.
Yeah. But again, we don't want to force this forum to use this microcontroller.
No, just a suggestion and what it was designed
Yeah.
for. All that guidance kind of stuff helps.
And it will help you to, because ideally, I guess, if you take the same eval board, because we started with the eval board of this microcontroller. So technically speaking, you can use our project pretty much as is, as long as you use the same microcontroller. So you want to go and talk about the presentation?
Sure. So I just basically put in a session just on the project SMC, and we was talking about the spec. I don't know if any of this code will be out there by mid-October. If nothing else, the document, we could add some stuff in there to describe that. But basically, it's going to be, here's where to find it. Here's when we meet, so and here's what's in it. Here's what it covers, and then the source code, and then we'll talk a little bit about the profiles, but we haven't submitted any yet.
You mean source code to be upstreamed before this October meeting, or to be?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what all you've got is planned for your submission there that you just showed.
Yeah, it could be possible that it will be available by October. This folders in GitHub.
If
But
nothing else, we can talk about it.
yeah,
coming.
but yeah, it will be definitely available for review. But ideally, we want to have some architectures that we will verify and confirm it's working on those architectures, and then we will recommend people to use those architecture for reference.
Makes
Right
sense.
now, I guess we can only go with ASpeed we use. Sorry, it's I think it's ASpeed 1030.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So co-presenting, I don't know if you wanted to be there and present or not. That would be the last thing. It's entirely up to you.
Where is it located?
Santa Clara.
Oh,
San Jose, actually.
yeah. So it's local. Yeah, we can
Think
do
about
it.
it. You know, okay. Think about what name you want there. If you want yours or Chad's or whoever's.
Yeah, I believe it will not be Chad. It will be me or Kasun.
Okay.
Yeah, but we definitely will target to attend.
All right. I'll probably send you an email on how to create your presenter profile.
Yeah, how long is the presentation?
It's short. It's what, 20 minutes, I think.
20 minutes, I think, is the standard.
Is it like part of many presentations, or this will
Yep.
be specifically
Yeah,
people will come?
it's an entire hardware management track.
I see.
So
No, this one's on security. Oh, this one's on hardware management. You're right.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's a morning and it's one of 8 or 9. So it like starts at 9 in the morning, it's done by noon. One little break in the middle.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so we will have some code available for reference for people interested to go and poke around, but I'm not sure it will be like upstreaming level.
No, it doesn't matter what level it is, as long as people know it's coming.
Yeah.
And they'll be happy to wait. As far as so Jeff, you mentioned profiles. So is that the way this interface is going to be tested?
That was the thought. Yeah.
Okay.
And we were supposed to submit some for both Nick and storage, and we'd made quite some progress on the storage subsystem, server storage, I guess you'd call it. Made quite a bit of progress on it, and it stalled. Resources swizzled around, and that's one of the reasons Bill is here. Is he's looking into stirring that back up. But at some point, John, you and I probably need to have a conversation about what belongs in Nick.
Okay.
And when you do, please pull me into that conversation, obviously.
Be glad to.
So when is our next meeting? Is it in 2 weeks? Trying
Yeah.
to figure it out. Okay. So yeah, we will prepare external document. We will share. Our plan is, I would say, by end of August to have some preliminary folder breakdown. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Great.
Thank
Great.
you. Mhm.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That's it. All right. Thanks. Hey, John, are you in the?
Nope, I think he left.
All right. Cool. Thanks.